How now, brown cow? How does brown cows goes to towns? That's right. Hey YouTube, this is our new puppy. His name's Odin. He's gonna be clawing me throughout this video. So, they can't all be glorious hot rods. In this episode, the wife needed a new daily driver, so I thought, you know, you gotta get her something nice. You gotta dig deep into your pockets. And we sprung for 500 bucks for this 2006 Charger that has a hurt motor. So apparently Chargers, Dodge thought it would be nice to make Hemis because Hemis are amazing, except that they didn't machine the heads right, so the valve seats fall out and then they're broken. So you could probably pick one up pretty cheap with a hurt motor and then maybe watch this video and then you could fix it yourself. Except that I forgot to film the whole part where I took the motor apart. You can figure that part out, right? You don't need to know stuff. So check it out. We're gonna get into this motor, fix it. I'm not gonna film putting it back together, but we'll show you the end result. It runs, it drives, it's a good car. It's been dependable. Check it out. So we got the head off on one side, and it wasn't that bad. You just turn the bolts to the left and then they come out. The main thing is you want to leave that exhaust manifold bolted to the head. It all comes out as one big piece, and you don't got to fight with all those bolts on the side. But that number 4 cylinder, I mean, it just don't look good. Yeah, that's hammered. Hammer time. Yeah. So I was assured by my machine shop that this head is perfectly savable. I guess he's just gonna weld up those sides and then cut them back down. What I'm worried about though is that this thing was smoking a lot of coolant smoke. And if I'm just planning on replacing the piston, which I really need to clean that up. I don't know. If I'm just planning on replacing the piston, then I have to make sure that that block isn't got a crack in the cylinder wall. Somewhere there was a lot of coolant getting in. I want to think that it was a crack in the head. But I don't see one anywhere. I mean, I see, you know, it got tap danced on a lot. Man, you know, if that was yellow, it'd look like gold nuggets. Nuggets. I don't know. Got a water jacket there, and there, and there, and there. I'm just hoping that that's how the water was getting in the cylinder and it is not a cracked block. But I'm gonna get that other head off because if a valve fell out of that side, or valve seat fell out of that side, that means one of them's probably getting ready to fall out too. Let's just fix it all. Why don't we? Oh man, more turning bolts to the left. On any of these, you got to get you one of these. That's a hose clamp taker offer tool. Man, that's handy. If you want to get this valve cover off, you got to remove this. So, ta-da! Get that out of there. Take that off. Aha! That off. You never mind that jack. That's there so a fat guy can get in. All right, we took that off. I just want to show you one thing under here. You got to take off 2 oxygen sensors, and they plug in there and there. I mean there. Anywho, so that exhaust is off. That means we're about done under here, but then I was taking a gander up in here, wherever I'm at. Yep, see that guy? Yeah, that little guy. That's attached to the back of the head. So it looks like some kind of clip. I'm gonna struggle with it for an hour, and I'll let you know how it works. Mint. As zip ties would say, mint. I mean, I just pulled that with my fingers, and it was like an ex-girlfriend. It just came right away. And yep, I think that's ready to come out now. I see oil. Look at that. Look. Oh no. Oh, look. I think that came when I took off that valve cover. I hope. You can hope with me. All right. All right. Now we're gonna take out our lightsaber and get that head off of there. I gotta say, this is the first hemi that I've worked on, and they're pretty easy to work on. Everything's pretty, but you know, I guess if you're gonna make them where they break internally and leave you stranded 2 miles from the bar, they can at least make them easy to work on, right? I mean, sure. All right, you take that off. Now this might just be some OCD from building old muscle cars and stuff, but I like to put everything where it's gonna go back into the same hole that it came out of. You know, not a lot of people are worried about putting it in the same hole. I am. Now, even though Milwaukee wouldn't sponsor me with your money, I'm telling you guys, you gotta get one of these or the equivalent. I don't care. It don't have to be a Milwaukee. It could be a Joe Izzy. It don't matter. This thing is amazing. You put it on there, you crack the bolt loose, you put that on there, and it does all the turning for you. And man, that just saves. I'm not as strong as I used to be because of that, but I sure am a lot lazier. You know, when you call your machine shop and you tell them, hey, I got a 5.7 liter hemi, and he goes, oh yeah, dropped a valve seat. I do those about once a week at least. I mean, that's a good thing, right? Because that means they know, they already know what to do. Like, you're not dealing with a mystery. They got all kinds of practice. And now you're ready to take this off. Watch how easy. Oh man. Now I just gotta see if I got the muscles. Oh my God. Oh, let's look at it. Beautiful. This side looks pretty good. I mean, yep. I'm hoping that this is why it was smoking out of the exhaust. It just had a bad head gasket on this side. We're gonna find out by putting a new piston in that hole. I mean, I'll look for a crack, but I'm not gonna look that hard because I don't want to find one. So we'll put a piston in that hammered hole over there. Yeah, new one of those, and then we'll just run it. And if smoke boils out of it, then we'll I don't know. Maybe we'll throw it in the trash. What do you think? I mean, It's not quite a junk bucket. I mean, we're working with this kind of stuff. I mean, this is junk bucket. This thing's got, like, it's almost shiny. I mean, there's some peeling back here. And none of the tumblers work because when they lost the key, they tried to take everything apart with a screwdriver. I mean, it's almost like they called and asked for my advice. This almost isn't junk bucket enough. I mean, it's not as nice as that. But it's shiny, and I'm scared. I mean, look, I got towels over the shiny parts. I'm scared to even put my belly on it. Anywho. Yeah, we'll look for a crack in that cylinder wall for that hammered piston. And if we don't see anything that says, "Hi there, I'm a crack," we're gonna put a piston back in that hole that's not maybe 50% less damaged as that one. And then we're gonna get these notoriously horrible heads fixed where they never do it again, except for when they do. And then we're just gonna run it. That's what we're gonna do. Burnouts. That's definitely gonna be burnouts. I try to keep this car. We're gonna do the right thing. And see all that beautiful green fluid in there? We want to get that out and just spray a little bit of something on those cylinder walls. I mean, we're probably gonna get a little surface rust if it's a part too long. It shouldn't be a part that long, but we still want to do what we can to preserve it. And the best way to get that stuff out is with one of these. No, bad vacuum. Give me back my towel vacuum. Drop it. Drop it. Good vacuum. Gonna take some of this WD-40 and yep. Oh boy. Man, I just want to make sure. Oh yeah, make sure you cut your fingers really good when you do this. Make sure you get that all the way around the hole. Well, don't be that way. Go on. Come in. Look at the back of that. Yep. Sorry about the sniffling. Apparently I sniffle when it's cold outside. I never realized that until I watched my video the other day, and I'm going to make an attempt to stop. But I talked to the Oracle at Delphi, and I threw the bones, and it don't look like this head gasket was blown through anywhere. But I don't know. Maybe you just don't want me to know. I mean, I've seen some that are blown pretty bad, and you can see an obvious burn through cylinders or through a water jacket over to the cylinder. And, you know, then it's just puking water into your hole or firing across two banks or doing other magical things that make motors not happy. This one I don't see anything obvious. It is an MLS gasket though. which means multi-layered steel. And those are good ones. I mean, that's what I got on this fancy project right here. Those are reusable, supposedly. I don't think they are on this hemi though, because they got some kind of rubberized coating on them, and I wouldn't trust it. So, all right, let's spray some goop on the other side so it don't rust, just in case we do use this block. So I got to get that piston out, and in order to do that, I got to get the oil pan off. And in order to do that, I got to make the motor go that way. And I got one of these things, the dinosaur beak that makes the motor lift up. But then those legs are underneath there. And as we talked about previously, the fat guy's got to get under there to work on stuff. So then the legs are in the way. So I devised this 100% OSHA approved, heavily engineered piece of garbage, and we're gonna lift it up this way. Right on. That's about as high up as it'll go. That bell housing's hard up against the firewall there. But I think that's gonna give me enough room with this rack and pinonator drop down. Oh yeah, there's no way. I think we can get it. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. She's coming out, boys. Oh yeah, that's a good one right there. Look at that. Oh yeah. Nice. Never seen anything like that. That's awesome. I'm gonna have to check that cylinder wall again. That is pretty hamburgered. All right. Well, we got it out. The bearing looks good. These fractured rods, they can only go together one way. Instead of having machined ends, they just cast the whole rod in one piece and then they fracture it. So you can see that has got like a texture to it. It's not a clean machined surface. So they only go together one way. And when they go together, you can't see a seam. Let's get this stuff to the machine shop. You're fixed. Excuse me. Well, we got it all back together. The nice thing about these hemis is no matter how bad the engine looks, you can just throw that dirty cover on there and then you can't see it. Oh my God, I don't fit. Make it stop. All right, here we go. Enhance. Yeah. Getting ready to charge away in the charger. Charge it up. So it's running smooth. Now I'm gonna make a quick confession. This car's actually been on the road for a little while now. My wife's been driving it every day to work. I could see my reflection. I'm gonna pick my nose in my reflection. Anyway, when I first put this thing back together, oil smoked really bad, and I was concerned for a little while. It ended up just being that internal damage in the engine put oil all down the exhaust, and it cleared up. And there was another thing. Oh, yes. If you ever pick one of these up, it's got a hurt engine and that valve seat fell out. The plenum, the upper intake, or the whole intake plenum, is going to be completely full of chewed up metal pieces from that valve seat. I tried a whole bunch of stuff to get it all out. In fact, I actually ended up having to take that head off a second time because it sucked another piece of garbage down in there and banged up another piston. What I ended up doing is taking that intake, pouring gas in it, and just turning it and sloshing it all around and just making sure that stuff was all cleaned out, and now we're good to go. Driving, charging away my charger.
Du fit here, big man.
Enhance.
Oh, sorry. Cut that part out.
Nope. Remember, click it or stick it. Here we go. We're off to charge away. V8 horsepower. Hear it? Hemi! That's what it sounds like. Zip those windows up. I'll check this out. What happened? What'd I do?
You didn't do anything. You keep putting my hand in front of the camera.
Check this out. I'm sorry, Dave. I can open that for you. What?
The in is in the out now.
When I go into the out now, I got a sunroof. I could be like one of them drunk party girls and stand up there and yell at people when they go by. Runs great. We only had to take the engine apart 5-6 times. Yeah, brakes work.
For now.
Alright guys, we got to do the ultimate test of a muscle car. You know what that is, don't you? You just push this little button right here. Beep, beep. Wait, you gotta put it down.
I'll tell you on the dash if it's on.
Oh. Burnouts. Yeah, everybody get you a burnout. Babe, I don't know if you can have this car. It does big burnouts.
It does do big burnouts. It's okay, baby. I do burnouts for both of us in this car.
I hope so. I love the shit out of you.
Love the shit out of you.
Now we must flee the crime scene. And I gotta tell everybody that I got a soft spot for these big turnpike, cruiser, grand touring type cars. American made V8 4 doors. I got weird taste in cars. We got another one coming up that you're not gonna want to miss. My favorite car of all time, the Crown Victoria. I know I'm weird. A lot of people don't agree with me, but I think it's a great car. But you know what? I'm growing to love this Charger. It's a pretty cool car.
You're going away from the ice cream areas.
Huh?
It's like you're going away from the ice cream areas.
Yeah, am I now? We're not allowed to have ice cream. We were bad.
We?
Oh man, almost lost it there. Crikey! It's a handful. I'm new. I don't know what to do. Bring me the head of a pig. No. So we put the car all back together. We had a few snafus. One of them was when we put it together, one of the push rods didn't get put into the right push rod hole. I'm looking at you, Matt. No, it was all your fault. After we figured that out, we drove her around. Thing runs great. It was a good investment. I think overall we got about maybe $1,000, $1,200 invested in the car. And it'll be a good daily driver. Hey, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Catch you on the next one.